Hey guys, what's going on? It's McDonald23 back with a different type of video. Today we're talking about Red Sox players, and Red Sox players I think should be included in next year's game, MLB The Show 20. This first player right here, Carl Crawford, great outfielder. I think he'd have a wonderful swing in the game. I think this would be a fun card to use. Honestly, I think he'd have a great swing in this game. I have that feeling for him, you know? He'd be a decent fielder, but honestly, I think this card would be a lot of fun. You know, I definitely think you can get a Red Sox card, maybe even a Tampa Bay Rays card, but nonetheless, let's get him in this game. Next up, I think you all knew he was coming. Big Papi, David Ortiz. He would be elite. I mean, he would have a crazy card with crazy stats. Who knows? Maybe he'll field like Frank. I don't know. But yeah, he'd have an amazing card. He would just absolutely rake, and we all know it. You know, he's been in the game before, but we need him back for next year. It'd be absolutely legendary to have Big Papi back on the diamond. The next guy on this list is definitely not as well known of a player than the previous two guys I have mentioned. This is JD Drew, and I definitely think he'd have a great card. I think he'd have a pretty cool card art. I think he would just have a nice swing. I think he'd be a good fielder. I saw him, you know, at a game myself when I went to Fenway. And I think he's just a cool guy. I think he'd be a fun, nice little card to add to the game. Next up, we got a catcher. So this works perfectly for MLB The Show because, you know, there's not usually as many catchers as the other positions. So a Jason Varitek card would be absolutely awesome. He'd be a great defender. I mean, you know, I think he'd be an awesome bat too. I think he'd also have a good batting stance. I feel good about him. I feel like this card would rake, but you know, only one way to find out is to put him in the game, and I think that would be a great move. Next up is Josh Beckett, who I think would work perfectly, alright? He was a dominant postseason pitcher for the Red Sox. He was a big helping hand in their World Series runs, and I think a postseason card would fit perfectly for him. It'd have great stats, you know, great Ks and hits per nine. I think this card would be great. I think it would work perfectly for a postseason pitcher in this game. He'd be awesome to have. Another guy, we got Mike Lowell here. I think he'd be a great card to add to this game. Another good defender and good hitter. I think he'd be great. I think he'd make a nice card for this game. He was great for the Red Sox for sure. He came over from the trade from the Marlins where we got Josh Beckett, and he was kind of added on. You know, not as like a big player, but he turned out to be like a great player. So I think it would be pretty nice to have him in the game to just remember the times when he was dominant with the Red Sox, because, you know, gotta love it. Then we got a very popular one right here, one you've probably all seen asked for, but I'm going to include him because, why not? It's the Red Sox. We got Pedro Martinez. This card would be legendary. This would make for a great signature series card next year. I think he'd be awesome. He'd just be dirty. He would probably be hard to get, but I think it'd be worth it if you did go after him. And I think we all want to see Pedro Martinez in the game next year. Next up, we got Jonathan Papelbon, closing pitcher. I think would be awesome. He brought a lot of energy to the field when playing for the Red Sox. I think he'd be awesome to have on the game as well. He could have a postseason card. I think that would work great for him as well, like Josh Beckett. Yeah, he was just a very energetic guy. I think he'd be perfect. He could close it down when he needed to for the Red Sox. I think this would be a great addition to add for your bullpen if they added him to the game. Then we got Kevin Youkilis, of course, iconic bat stance. I think I really want to know how this bat stance would play in MLB The Show. I think it'd be very interesting to have him on the field. I think he'd be great. I think it'd be really fun to use a card like this, so why not add him? And the final guy, of course, is Roger Clemens. He'd be a dominant starter. We all need him. We all want him. We've asked for him, so he'd make a great starting pitcher, obviously. And yeah, that'll do it for this one. Hopefully you did enjoy. Let me know who else you guys want to see add to the game yourself. And yeah, that'll do it for this one. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.